Hello YouTube. It's May 26th and I finally have a decent day to go for a ride. The only problem that I have today with the weather is that it's quite windy. The forecast is for sustained winds about 30 kilometers an hour with gusts up to 50. I'm heading out to Elk Island National Park for a ride to test my new Adventure windshield and my new HWK jacket. This is also the first time that I will be using my new Insta360 One X2 camera. I've got it mounted on the handlebars today, and it's the first video I'm going to be making where I have a combination of GoPro footage and 360 footage. I'm really impressed with this HWK jacket. It's windproof, waterproof, and it's got built-in armor. I think it's a great value for the $82 Canadian price tag. I got mine from Amazon. So in this video I'm going to start off with footage of the ride out and back to the Elk Island National Park, and then I'm going to end it with a walk around video of my Riker and a discussion of these new mods. So I hope you enjoy it. just got back from about a 2-hour ride out to Elk Island National Park to test out my new windshield. And a new toy that I got, my 360 camera. So I'll be including some footage from that in this video. It's really windy today. The ride was tiring with gusts up to 50 kilometers an hour. It was really pushing me around, even though I was real happy with the Riker. It tracked nice and straight the whole time, even when trucks were passing me and really buffeting me, my body around. The bike tracked nice and straight. So I'm pleased with the windshield. I had the sport windshield before, which the coverage really sort of broke down when speeds were over 80 kilometers an hour. I was up to about 118 kilometers an hour today in the wind, and it gave me much better protection. I am finding though that the windshield, even at its lowest settings, is quite high. I have to sit up quite tall to see over it. But my normal sort of slouched riding position, I'm looking through the windshield. I'm 5'8.5" with a 32-inch inseam, so about evenly proportioned. And I think if you're shorter than me, you might find this windshield too tall if you want to see over it. Anybody taller than me, like I saw the Riker chick do a review of it, and she didn't have any problem with it. But then, as she said, she's 6 feet tall. So this windshield, I managed to scar mine as I was putting it on. I don't know whether my camera's going to focus or not, but on that inside deflector, I was trying to put some lubrication on the slide that goes up and down, and I dropped a few drops of Jigaloo on that plastic. I wiped it up immediately, but it instantly scarred the plastic. It's like dropping acid on it. So, lesson learned. Don't put anything like Jigaloo or WD-40 on that acrylic plastic, because it eats it immediately. Now, because I had the sport windshield, I just ordered the $250 Canadian adventure windshield without the brackets. And both Riker Rides and Riker Chick, when they did their videos on their adventure windshields, it showed them taking it out of the box with the windshield mounted to this bracket. I think that must be for the full kit. So mine, because I'm just windshield only, it just came to 2 plastic pieces separate, not mounted to any bracket, didn't include the bracket. What it did include was slightly longer bolts for mounting it and the lock nuts for those bolts. What it did not include was the washers that you need to put as spacers between the bolts and the plastic windshield. So if you are replacing your sport windshield, keep the washers. There's a metal washer and a rubber washer that's set on each bolt. Keep those. You'll need them when you install the adventure windshield. But overall, I'm happy with it. I think it looks better. I always thought the sport windshield looked too small. It just didn't fit the proportions of the Riker, where this one, I think it suits it quite well. Also, I like the contours of the windshield. I prefer that over the flat shield windshields that other aftermarket vendors are selling. I like the sort of contours of this one. It just suits my eye better. So yesterday I also had a mod installed, and you can't see it, but I had the new skid plate mounted on my bike. It was $190 Canadian, and then the dealer charged a half-hour labor to mount it for me. According to the website, it gives you protection to the transmission and your yaw sensors. So I'm glad I had it, because as I was riding in the park today, I bottomed out going over a irrigation hose that was across the road, and I think that if I didn't have that skid plate on there, it might have damaged one of my components. So it was a windy ride today, but it's nice and sunny, weather's decent, and a windy ride's better than no ride.